My name is
everyone,
Mortalmen.
I am Collector of Sin, and right next to me is...
I'm not next to you, but I am Major.
See, you broke the illusion, god damn it! Okay.
Christ.
And we're discussing the patch notes or whatever to the new updates.
Okay,
Sin, take it
so
over.
the new competitive update, Meet Your Match, has actually came out. Both days have been revealed, and it basically gives matchmaking mode now. So there's both competitive and casual. There's 3 new maps, Pastime is out of beta, and there's a huge war among us. So before we continue to the war, I have to ask you guys, Team Heavy or Team Pyro? Mortalmen?
That's hard as heck because I mostly play. I'm gonna have to go with Team Pyro. I play mostly Pyro way more than Heavy. I just don't
Really?
like Heavy. He's too slow. He's way too slow. Yeah, he's way too slow. It gets annoying.
Major, what are you gonna choose, Heavy or Pyro?
Pyro all the way. Heavy, whenever I play him, I feel like I just mow down everyone and it's not fun.
Are
'Cause
you
you don't die.
Are you serious?
I'm like the biggest target to
That's-
spies and
that's another
snipers.
thing,
It's
too,
not
fucking
cool.
no.
All right.
And I have to like make like a bunch of 360s when the scout comes near me.
All right, I'll play devil's advocate. I will be Team Heavy.
I cannot believe you. You
I
get out.
know, dude.
Boo.
Okay, Heavy's a team player. When you have
Heavy
two
sucks.
heavies, you have like 2 mini bosses the team has to deal with, and you keep them alive. They do damage.
The boss
But they can instantly die from a
That's
sniper
why.
boss
That's
is
why
a
you gotta
heavy
stay.
medic.
That's why you gotta stay in cover and you gotta check for spies. If you have half decent awareness, you could see spies coming a mile away.
That's not true in my case because you've seen me as spy.
Alright, whatever.
And you can also move your Russian head left and right
Yes,
for
exactly.
snipers. But I don't do that, so I usually die.
Alright. So I'm just going to talk about the biggest changes to the game for each class. So basically for the shortstop for Scout, they completely reworked it, and it now has an alt fire where the patch notes literally read reach out and shove someone. So what I'm guessing
What?
is when you get close and you alt fire, you basically push people away from you so you can have a good shot on them.
Why? What?
Dude, just imagine. Dude, look, just imagine that scenario. You have the shortstop, you have the man mook, a pyro starts burning you, you right click him away and then extinguish yourself, and you have that
then
distance with the shortstop. Shortstop is a distance limit. Oh my gosh, they finally started giving weapons to classes to defend themselves from pyros. Because just imagine this: your W plus M1ing a scout, he right clicks, he shoves you for whoever. Maybe it's just a few distance, maybe it's a few feet. Who knows? Maybe you go across the map and he just extinguishes himself. I haven't seen this.
Oh, so excited,
my
right?
Gosh.
Okay, so the next big
Yes.
one for me, for the soldier, is the Righteous Bison. Now, for the
Yeah.
Righteous Bison, they kind of fixed certain bugs with it. So, in order to compensate for the bugs and, like, now fixing how it interacts with players, it's 4 solid hits, but it penetrates players, decreasing 25% each time it goes through a person. It's 30% slower, but it does a lot more
What?
damage.
That's crazy. The righteous bison, like, okay, so for example, say a soldier shot a
Yeah,
righteous
it goes
bison at you,
through-
right? And it was going in a straight, like it was going. So say if it was going straight through you, and you, for some dumb reason, you kept on backing up into it, so the thing was, it constantly hits you.
Right,
if you keep on
exactly.
moving
They
through
fixed
it.
that.
Now, if it does more damage and stuff, it's literally like I know this is a TF2 podcast, whatever, but that's like Hanzo's Overwatch ultimate.
It's a bullshit
two dragons.
roof.
They move super.
I've never played Overwatch.
They move slowly. They move slowly, but if they constantly keep on hitting you, if you constantly keep on getting in them, it's gonna do more damage. And they added more damage, and the fact that it moves slower, that's like
But-
the slower movement of the fire. That makes
well,
it
you also
better.
gotta understand this too. They fixed that bug and the exploit that if you move backwards and you get hit by it, it will only hit you for that one time you touch it. So you won't constantly get hit by it. That's why they increased the
okay, never
damage.
mind.
You get what I mean?
Unless you shoot
I guess.
multiple of them.
Alright, so
They're slow.
okay, the sniper. This is my favorite addition to the sniper, and it's the Sydney Sleeper, and you'll see why. Okay, so fully charged shots, or if you make a headshot with the Sydney Sleeper, it not only hits him, but the radius around him, if there's someone in there, it will also apply the Jarate effect on them too.
So it's basically MVM. Instead of explosive headshots, you have
explosive
Jarate
Jarate.
headshots.
So if you hit a heavy, you'll get him, the medic next to him, and the scout who happens to run by.
Wait, so does it actually headshot them, or does it just
You have to
spread
headshot
Jarate?
them or have a fully charged shot, and it will.
No, I'm saying it. You headshot him, but like, does it actually does like the headshot 450
No,
damage or whatever?
it's still the previous regular shot, like a body shot. But if you hit him in the head, it'll still give you that Jarate radius. That's only one.
Okay.
That's only
actually
one
pretty
change.
useful.
Get this: scope shots to your teammates that are on fire will now be extinguished
What? Oh, okay.
with the
So with
Sydney
the
Sleeper.
Sydney
So get
Sleeper?
this. Okay, let's say you burn Major from all the way across the map. If I'm scoped and I hit Major with a scoped shot, I extinguish him with Jarate. With the Sydney Sleeper.
That's so easy. You just tell your teammate that. I could just be like, bro, stand still. And he's like, why? Just shoot him. And
That's
okay.
insane. That's crazy, right?
Yeah. That's,
Okay,
What
so-
I'd probably do is just follow him everywhere with Jarate. Because I can't aim.
Because I can't aim for shades. Okay.
Suck.
How can't you hit me? I'm standing still. You're moving too fast.
I thought you were gonna move.
Alright, so for the heavy, if you're holding the Natasha or the Brass Beast, you'll get 20% damage resistant when you're spun up and below
that already a
50% max health.
Oh, okay, never mind.
It was. I think it used to. Oh wait.
Below
What
50%
Below
max health. So if you're under 50,
Oh,
you'll get.
because at first it used to be like 40%
Yeah, but see,
all the
now it's
time.
only 20% when it's spun up and when you're under a certain amount of health. Yeah,
Makes
Or you
sense.
can use a Fist of Steel.
true.
That too.
It's good.
Alright, so for Spy, his base movement speed has been increased to 320 from 300.
That's my favorite. That's my favorite part of the
That's
update.
so
That is
easy. That's so good.
Powered.
I've even said it in my video too, that like it helps them set up for trick stabs, it helps them get to places quicker, be able to get behind people quicker, get objectives better. It's so good for the Spy, just movement speed alone.
So now he's a fast, sneaky Frenchman.
Yes, he is faster, sneaky Frenchman.
I don't like that.
Dude, that's insane.
That is
insane.
Okay, so for Pyro, all flamethrowers, direct damage from flames reduces metagun healing and resists shield effects by 25%. So when you catch someone on fire, him and his pocket will be, the healing will slow down by 25%, basically. If you hit them with
Fire.
fire, like direct fire from the flamethrower, the healing is reduced by 25% for all flamethrowers.
That's a nightmare
I know,
for heavy and
like
medics.
you. That
kinda
is kind of
overpowered.
huge, dude. I could see like pubs getting like it's insane. It shakes it up completely.
No, I could see those really good competitive pyros getting really in and deep, and like instead of doing the whole combos and everything, they'll actually like switch to like adjust their playstyles to W plus M1 because since they're on fire, it does 20% less healing, and it's basically if I keep on firing them, they're gonna build up less healing, and since it's less healing, they're probably gonna build
And
their
you
Uber
could
even
kill them
slower.
because it's gonna be easier
And-
now with the pyro.
Exactly, because instead of them having
They'll have
100%
75.
healing, maybe 100% Uber rate, like 1% Uber every 2 seconds. You never know. They might have a freaking 0.5 Uber every 2 seconds while you're burning
That's
them.
crazy.
You never
Major,
know.
your thoughts?
I do play medic, and there's been lots of times where I heal people when they're on fire and they actually die for some reason. And I don't think this is exactly going to help you with that. But,
Okay.
but this also means that pyro is better than heavy. Just kidding, not really. But it is a really cool thing
You
to
bastard.
have that.
All right, so we'll go from there straight to the medic, and you're gonna like this one. For the medic, All metaguns for the medic will allow the medic to match the speed of their heal target, previously
What?
only available to the quick fix. So all guns, you could run as fast as your target.
Okay, I'm using the vaccinated forever from now on.
You know what? Scouts, as if they weren't annoying enough, now with the vaccinator medic following them.
Hey, I'm a scout. I'm bullet, fire, and explosive
That's
proof.
insane, right?
And I can two-shot you with the force of nature.
Oh
Fun.
my
That's so-
gosh. I'm scared to take
Okay,
TF2
we're gonna
right
go straight to
now.
the demo man then. All right, for the demo man, if you have boots, now you have to wear a shield to activate any move speed bonus that's listed on the boots.
What?
That's actually,
So
I
if
agree
you-
with that.
If you
I
have
agree
boots
with
on,
that.
you're a demo knight. Period. You cannot have the sticky bomb launcher because the boots won't help you.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
I get behind that, right? Right? I'm just
Yeah.
because I'm tired of like a sticky heavy demo with boots on. He runs stupidly fast. Okay, so we're gonna go to my favorite part of the update. The reason
yeah.
why I honestly think they should recall the war update, the badass NG update, and two idiots fighting,
Chill.
because for the engineer, level 1 teleporters will now cost only 50 metal.
What the
Previously
fuck?
125.
What?
You save
No, what the
75
heck?
metal. You
What?
get a teleporter.
Dude, there's
You
no
get a
point of
teleporter.
destroying them
And
anymore.
you get a teleporter.
It's like Pyro. No, I mean it's like Spy. Why aren't you sapping a teleport? Dude, he's just gonna make another one. It only costs 50. He can make a teleport. He can make 2 teleporters without getting an ammo box.
This is a very, very
It's
interesting.
dumb.
This is a
Update.
bad-ass update. You think that's bad? Now, if the engineer has a Eureka effect, it reduces the cost of a teleporter by 50%. So it will only cost the engineer
Oh.
25 if he has a Eureka effect.
And the Eureka effect sucks. So we don't have to worry about that.
Dude, with these interesting updates, good or bad, this actually makes me want to get like not back into TF2, but back into Team 42 competitive. Because in Team 42 competitive, with all these new updates and people using new weapons, if the TF2 competitive community, the ones like TF2 lobbies and stuff, they keep their the settings and stuff the same, and it actually Valve like put some some class balancing settings, some weapons balance settings. I would actually want to get back into TF2 competitive because it would be fun. It would be interesting. You know, people would actually be changing up their style of play.
Oh,
that would be
big time.
interesting. I would want that to happen. Like, instead of like having a generic, okay, I'm on this map, I'm this class, let me do this. Now it's like, wait, I have a bunch of different weapons. Let me try a new playstyle that I never would have thought of, but I can do it now because I have these weapons, and these weapons have these new attributes that give me the ability to do this.
It's goddamn
Like, for example,
ridiculous.
like a,
And I'm gonna stick to what I do all the
exactly, like,
time.
Oh my god. It's
like
Oh,
you'd
it's
probably-
ingenious, man. I love this update that's came out. So, you guys are Team Pyro, I'm Team Heavy.
Is there
We
anything for
will
Soldier?
make Heavy great again.
Other way around. Oh yeah. Dude, what's it called? That I feel like the crits creek and competitive being
Oh,
used so
big
much more.
time.
Because what if not just matching the movement speed? Like, is quick fix the only one that can follow?
I'm
the
not
jumps?
sure. That's the one thing I still want to test out, if you could jump with all meta guns or still only the quick fix. Because if you could,
Well, if the crit screed can jump, like, I'm sorry for cutting you off, but like if the crit screed can jump with a soldier or demo, if they crit screed them and they can stay with them the 100% of the time, they have no problem with bombing crit
Jesus.
screed. They can say, oh, let's wait for them. It's like, let's pop our crits in midair. I can bomb with you. No, don't rocket jump. Let me pop my crits. Now rocket jump. Bomb 4 rockets in midair at them.
Jesus
with
Christ. Jesus. Oh my god.
This is
Or crit screed can scout and follow him the whole time because you can actually stick with him.
Oh
and
my
just
god, you
eliminate the whole
can't do
team.
that too. That's insane. So, now having other targets to heal besides Heavy is now a viable strategy, just because now you can match their speed. See, I don't know if you can jump with the other meta guns because it never really states it. But if they keep that element only to the quick fix, then I could see the quick fix still being used because it's the only one that can jump. But if all the meta guns could jump, the quick fix are not going to be used at all. I guarantee you that.
To be honest, like with I don't think it would even matter if you could jump because they can match your speed. Cause like if it's a team push with the crit streak and it shows your rocket jumps and you pop your crits, tag onto a scout, he does some damage when the soldier gets back into your range. Switch your gun beam to him right before, like as soon as he's done reloading, and with the remaining like crit streak uber you have, you can use your crit streak on that soldier with the remaining stuff. And like when competitive, usually the vaccinators usually discouraged, but since now you could follow with people's speed, and now if you can follow jumps, just imagine put explosive damage on a soldier without gunboats. That dude can do a lot of damage because he could be using rocket launcher, he can be using a shotgun. It doesn't matter because he has a medic on him 24/7 that gives him damages and resistance to everything while keeping up with him. Especially the scout. The scout can literally be a one-man team if it's like, okay, we got some soldiers and stuff, explosive resistance to times 25 because of the uber charges and everything. There's just so much possibilities with the medics. The key factors in this game, if you really think about it, for all these classes, is going to be the medic. Just for that simple fact that he can keep up with everybody, and if he can follow the jumps, it's going to be a wide variety of new medic strategies. And if it's gonna act like this with the competitive, the best medics in Team Fortress 2 need to change up their strategy to this new update like immediately.
And it's really interesting too because with all these insane buffs to medics, you also have to realize there's now all these different ways to deal with the medic, like the scout and the pyro and the engineer. It's insane. Yeah, these guys is no longer, oh, just look out for the spy, I'll be safe. It's like, oh my god, the enemy team, period, run.
Yeah, and it's like that's actually a good thing too for the buff. It's like the buff actually backfires on the medic too because with all these buffs, the medic is now even like a 500% like priority to kill. It's like, whoa, he's running a crit streak. Kill him now before he bombs with a soldier crit streak.
I'll get his pocket and I'll get him with the Dorati.
Yes, so that in the competitive matches, the main key that's always been a main key, but that's going to be even a bigger factor now is Uber advantage. Who's going to get Uber first? Who's going to drop it more? Who's going to use the Uber first? Who can make them pop it? What's going to happen? The medic battles, that's going to be insane.
More important in the new meta, which is very, very insane. And I kind of like how this is grossing up too. Alright, so I think that's all we can get out of the TF2 update. So the next thing we're going to talk about is the international, the Dota 2 championships. It's gonna be in Seattle like it is every year. It's gonna start on August 3rd and it's gonna end on the 13th. So I'll tell you guys the teams that are in it. The invited teams are the following 8: Team OG, Team Liquid, Team Newbie, Team LGD Gaming, MVP Phoenix, Navi, and the qualifier winners is Team Secret. For Europe, the Europe runner-up is Team Alliance. The Chinese qualifier winner is Wings Gaming. The runner-up in China is Vici Gaming Reborn. The Southeast Asia qualifier winner is TNC Gaming. The Southeast Asia runner-up is Fnatic. The Americas qualifier winner is Evil Geniuses, the past TI champions. Woo! And I have an interesting story why they're not invited. And America's runner-up is Digital Chaos. Now, it's normal for Valve to invite the previous TI winner to defend their championship, but they have this thing that's called a roster lock because they're trying to stabilize the rosters of all the teams, so they're not like poaching at the players or any of this and that. And unfortunately, Team Evil Geniuses and Team Secret, the two teams that were supposed to be invited, violated the roster lock by switching out 2 players. And so they had to go through open qualifiers, which means they had to go up against best of ones against random teams qualifying to get into this tournament, and then go into the qualifying stage. And they stood on top proudly, whipping everyone in their way. So that's why they're there, but they're not invited.
Why did they change the roster if they had like the winning roster for the international? Is it because?
Well, no, it was before Manila, because Manila Arteezy decided to go back to Team Secret, but he didn't want to go alone, and he took Universe with him. So because that happened, Evil Geniuses had to get Aoi 2000 back and Bulba. So they didn't do well. They weren't actually performing really well. They looked really bad. It was kind of sad to see. So after Manila, both Team Secret and Evil Geniuses had really piss poor performance. Team Secret, I think it was 15th out of 16th places, and Evil Geniuses was 13 out of 16. Near last, practically last. And after Manila, Universe decided, you know what, this team's not working for me. I'm going to go back to Evil Geniuses. So he went back. Evil Geniuses kicked Aoi. Oh no, they released Aoi, and they picked up Zai, who came back to Dota. So that's why they had to go through the open qualifiers. And since Universe left Team Secret, they had to pick up someone else. Thus, they violated the roster lock. So they had to go through the qualifiers themselves.
Sounds like the roster change work if they like got everybody in the open qualifier, because that's really embarrassing not to qualify if you just were the champion.
Yeah, but it really
last
shows
year.
the flaw of the roster lock, because these guys are tier 1 teams facing against tier 3 teams and pub stacks. And even though it was cool seeing them like whip ass or whatever, like you could clearly see these teams are not on their level. And because of the roster lock and the nature of the game and nature of like the shuffling, you know, the rosters are never stabilized. Even Valve trying to fix it using the roster lock.
I kind of agree with that, because like on the bright side, if you look at like if you be an optimistic point of view, say if like what's it called, they kept the two like people that weren't doing that good, right? What if they went into the open qualifier with those two people when they were like not doing well, and they didn't like do that well in the qualifiers because those two people? That would make them realize that they need better players. But on the other bright side, they found another better player, which got them
right, because Sahil Aurora or EG Universe, when he went back to Evil Geniuses and they dropped Aoi as a carry, they picked up Zai and had him play position 4 since they had their old offlaner back, and they put Old Man Fear back to their carry. Which I know, right? And if you actually look through their qualifying run, they faced a lot of good teams. They faced 4.5k stacks, they faced 5.6k stacks, and these are American qualifiers, supposed to be the weakest region in the Dota world, and yet they look like they had a really tough run, but they made it on top, which I'm very happy, you know.
To be honest, in esports, America is always looked at as like the sucky region, to be honest.
I feel that it's our culture that we make it that way, because like in Europe, in China, or in Southeast Asia, like if you're not making enough money, the government or some sort of organization would help you out. This is the same with Europe, with China. They'll have someone to help you out. In America, if you don't have enough money, you're out on your ass. Like, it's really hard to get government help. Really hard.
That's why it's hard to dedicate ourselves as much as the European players. Like,
exactly.
Practicing.
Because they see esports not as a bunch of kids in the basement playing. They see them as like, oh, could be like a legit organization, a legit deal. And you know what? I feel that it's just the culture that they are allowed more time. They're allowed to put in more hours. And I feel that's why America's constantly looked at as the weakest. But I'm super excited about TI6. The wild cards are still out there. I can't wait to see who comes out on top. All I know is when it came to the predictions, I was 100% right on the American side. So I know my NA Dota. Because I felt like it was really easy because I knew Evil Geniuses were going to win and Digital Chaos was going to be second because they looked a lot stronger than Complexity. But as for the other regions, I didn't really know much because I really don't have the time to watch the others. Just North America, just because I have the time to watch them before I go to work. Right.
Makes sense.
All right. So next one we're going to talk about is ESL 1 Cologne, and we were just discussing this before we started. Do you want to resume, or do you want to catch people up on what you're ranting about, Mortalmen?
I want my rant to be on a separate video because I have so much to say.
Okay, so but do you guys want to talk about ESL Cologne? Yes,
The
yes,
one that's going on
yes.
right now, right? Yes, with ESL Cologne, CSGO. This has been a huge events of stuff. Europe versus US, the originals. So basically, and tomorrow should
Yeah.
be like day 3. So the team that you would usually think you would be on top hasn't been on top lately. Fnatic, you know, ever since I got their best player back, Olafmeister, Fnatic's been looking way better, but they haven't been doing better against the teams that they usually should be beating. Like FaZe, they're a good team, but CS:GO has been recently appearing on TV called E League, and Fnatic actually beat FaZe on map 1. Like, I didn't watch map 2 and 3, but they took it very convincingly, and so I kind of assumed that they would beat the rest of them. And so Fnatic hasn't been doing that well, but they actually won against G2, who's won the last like miniature championship against the major teams, which is, I guess, really good. You won against like the last miniature champions in the last semi and last second place champions for the last
Right.
ESL major. And what the new thing is, though, is Luminosity Gaming, well, known as SK Gaming now, they're looking super strong. They're doing good. I don't think they've dropped a single map yet. They've been winning, and right now, I guess the match that I want to see the most out of all the teams is the SK versus Fnatic, because the last time SK and Fnatic played against each other, Fnatic actually won them. And now with arguably the best two teams, you could say Navi and SK is Fnatic gonna take their throne back. You know, it's like if they have their Olafmeister back, you know, he hasn't been back for long. You know, they're trying to get their form back, but like, can they step it up? And like, that's the thing though. I kind of want to see Fnatic regain their throne, but with SK Gaming looking so strong, with FaZe actually stepping it up and beating Fnatic, which is very impressive. And Fnatic actually dropped a game against SK. SK actually beat Fnatic, and basically Fnatic and SK, they went into the losers bracket, and they're basically going to play against each other. I think it was today or tomorrow. They're going to be playing against each other. So I have no idea what happened. Basically, I think whoever wins that match is going to go against.
Wait, is Team Envious is still there, right?
I mean, against SK. I don't think they are. They lost against I think Gambit
Liquid
again.
Yeah.
No, Envious. What's it called? Liquid. They're doing okay. They're winning, and they're like winning matches and losing matches, but their performance is looking really good. You know, they're picking back Simple. Like during MOG Columbus, Simple was playing on the team, but after that, due to some personal issues, he actually left the team. But right before the 2 upcoming majors, he actually came back because, you know, if his other team wasn't doing that good at all, but he's been finding success. You know, Simple and Hiko being the dynamic duo and all.
I honestly
Yeah,
expected a lot more
it's
out of Team Liquid. Them coming into this tournament, I felt like they came in hot, like fire. They spit hot fire.
I feel like the bad roster change is it's not like Simple is a bad roster change. It's the person that he replaced. That he replaced Adrian, which the last MOG Columbus, where US actually made it to 4th place. When Liquid finally, the team that finally beat Fnatic when all the teams couldn't, Adrian was on their team. Like, he was doing amazing. Even the commentators and analysts were saying, "Where did this Adrian come from? You have to go in an earlier version of Counter-Strike to see this." And I was like, I feel like they should have kept Adrian, especially how good he was doing, and not just moving like, oh, it was all MOG Columbus, but he's shown that he can step up against these tier 1 big teams and all and everything. And I feel like they should have kept him, but they've been doing decent so far, better than the former top tier teams. You know, First Pro kind of struggling, but they're pulling their stuff through. You know, Envy is obviously struggling. We're going to talk about that in a separate video.
Right, of course,
for
which
sure.
is a whole 20 minutes of its own thing, which we kind of had a preview of, and god damn that energy.
It was. I was frustrated. I should probably do research on this stuff when I
know. Which is I'm actually looking forward to this, like what you have to say about the subject, because you seem really passionate about it, like how I seem really passionate about the NA Dotes, you know?
Yeah, they were my favorite team. Like, legitimately, I could say like in esports, it's hard for me to say in like a favorite team, because, you know, like every year is a different like person wins a championship or anything's like never
Yeah.
consistent besides Fnatic. That like MVS was like the first team. Like they didn't win like all their championships, but like they were the first team I could say they were my favorite. The one where it was Kiyoshima, Happy, Apex, Kenny-S, and MBK. That was the dream team for me because Happy, one of the best players in the world, considered I guess the fourth best player in a row. Kiyoshima with a lot of experience. Apex was just a really good player. Kenny-S are arguably the best opera in the world, and MBK is a very good rifler. And so they had a good team. Like everybody had their good own individual skills and everything. And you know, they're like some players of them get criticized, but they're really good, and they have like really good insane and highlight plays.
Right,
the dream team
That.
had.
All right, so we'll hear the rest of it on your separate video, which I'm actually really looking forward to see. Major, you got any thoughts about it?
I don't really watch gameplay that much. Not pretty much nothing, to be honest. So I don't really have any thoughts on any of this.
But you're just cracking jokes a few minutes ago.
What all of my set and Basha biceps. I mean, that's it.
They're the best.
Jokes that you are. Okay, so before we head this off, you guys want to share any stories or anything?
Not really. I kind of covered the stuff I wanted to cover. Well, I still got to cover MVs, but
I'm not saying like anything gaming related. Like it could be like this is just basically off topic things. Like we could talk whatever we want. Like I'll start with the story. So, I'm in a bowling league, right, with me and a couple of my friends, and last week we went up against the highest ranked team in the league. They call themselves the Sunday Press because they're a family team bowler, and their last names are literally Sunday, like the day Sunday. So what's it called? Like one of them couldn't show up, so they just put in his average, and we have handicaps, so it's not about like getting constant strikes. It's being like consistent. Period. Like consistent and getting consistently better. That's what the league is trying to promote. So we go up against them, and after the first game, we realized we barely won. So we're like, oh my god, we actually have a chance against these guys. So the second game, it got super close. Like they're only behind like maybe by 9-8 pins. So we're only ahead by 13. So when the next game comes around, I'm the last bowler, and they just finished, and they're ahead by 20 pins. So I'm like, all right, it's just me, and then it's one other person. If I could get one strike, he'll probably get another one after me. So my first one, straight into the gutter, and I'm shaking. I'm like, no, I don't want to screw this up, and I'm like on the verge of tears. I'm like, oh no. So when I threw the second one, it was beautiful because it actually curved a little, and I got a strike. So I'm like, oh my god, I got another shot. I got another throw. Because in the last frame, if you could manage to knock all of them down, you get a third throw. So on my third throw, I have my ball up there. I'm like, okay, you know what? I got 10. All I just got to do is knock a few down, and then he just got to clear his. So I throw it. It's the same exact throw I did somehow, and I got the strike. So I got the 30 we needed to tie. So all my friend had to do is get one to win. So his first throw, he got a strike, and like we all jumped up, and it was crazy because it wasn't just us watching, right? Like there was like 3 other games that just ended, so they decided to watch us because we're the game to watch that week. I don't know why. And when we won that third game and took them like a clean sweep, like everyone cheered for us. It was an insane feeling.
You felt 1% of the
pretty much. Like it felt great, just like hearing all the applause. It was practically insane.
Nico, let's go bowling.
Hey brother, no, it's like, hey cousin, let's go bowling. I actually have my own custom bowling ball now. It smells like blueberries.
Aren't you fancy?
How
much does it weigh?
It's a 13-pounder.
Weak. Just kidding.
Oh, very funny. Yeah.
That's crazy. And also, guys, comment in the section below what would you guys want us to
Yeah, we're
podcast
gonna
next
try to
about.
do this monthly. If
My
we could
cat
do
is
it,
Mary.
if we could do it bi-monthly, that'd be great. But we'll see if we could do this monthly for first. So, you guys want to talk about anything else before we leave? Not really,
Not really.
Major.
My dog is brown.
I forgot you had a dog.
2. I have 2.
Yes.
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 One is brown, and the other is black and white.
All right.
Dota.
Well. All right. Well, thank you guys, everyone, for watching. It's been great. I am Collector Sin. You can follow me on my YouTube channel, collector_of_sin. You can follow Mortalmen with his Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, whatever he has. I'm pretty sure it's gonna post it up all in the description below. Thank you for watching.
And annotation.
What happened?
And annotation. Yeah, guys, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hope to see you guys
Later,
in the next
guys.
video. Bye bye.